To U.S. politics now, and former President Obama criticizing the Trump administration's handling of the coronavirus crisis. ABC's Rachel Scott joins us from Washington with more. Good morning to you, Rachel.
Eva, good morning. This is a rare public rebuke from former President Barack Obama criticizing the coronavirus response. And it comes just 1 week after he slammed the Trump administration's handling of the pandemic on a private call with his former staffers, calling it, quote, an absolute chaotic disaster. This time in a public online commencement address for graduating seniors at historically black colleges and universities, Obama said the U.S. is lacking leadership.
More than anything, this pandemic has finally torn back the curtain on the idea that so many of the folks in charge know what they're doing. A lot of them aren't even pretending to be in charge. If the world's going to get better, it's going to be up to you.
And those comments come as the Trump administration blames their predecessors for a depleted stockpile 3 years into the president's term, claiming they left it empty. Eva?
And Rachel, an investigation is now underway into the firing of the State Department Inspector General. Democrats say he was investigating Secretary of State Mike Pompeo.
Yeah, that's right, Eva. That Friday night firing of State Department Inspector General Steve Linick has now sparked a Democratic investigation. Lawmakers believe this was politically motivated. A White House official tells me this move was recommended by the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, but Democrats say Pompeo was also being investigated himself. A congressional aide telling us the IG was looking into whether Pompeo had misused the political appointee to perform personal tasks for himself and his wife. Democrats are accusing the president of trying to protect one of his most loyal supporters, but the president said he lost confidence in Linick and he will be removed in the next 30 days. Dan?
Okay, thank you, Eva and Rachel. Really appreciate it. So much to talk about here. So let's bring in our chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos, who will be hosting This Week later this morning. I asked them to find a bigger table.
Well, it's good to be back in the studio, but we have the requisite 6 feet.
We do, and then some. So let's start with this story about the State Department. We have this news that the president fired the investigator, the IG. This is the person supposed to be looking after waste and fraud. Democrats are crying foul here. What are the consequences of this story?
Well, let's talk about it. First of all, the president does have the legal authority to do this. He's given the notice. They have 30 days to execute this. But it's part of an unprecedented move by the president to take away independent oversight. This is the fourth move to get rid of an inspector general in the last several weeks. He fired the inspector general for the intelligence community, for the Defense Department, for the Department of Health and Human Services, now the State Department as well. And the question is why. As you see, Democrats are going to investigate right now. They say that the inspector general was looking into the practices of Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State. This is not going to go away anytime soon. And as I said, even though presidents in the past have fired inspectors generals, we've never seen a string of firings like this. You even have some Republicans, including Mitt Romney and Susan Collins, now raising questions about the president's actions.
Let's talk about somebody else who's raising questions about the president. Former President Barack Obama. Are we more likely to see more of him as we head into November now?
I think it's only just begun. And it's been a pretty extraordinary week when you look at the actions of President Trump and President Obama. I think President Trump has had something like 150 tweets over the last week that take on President Obama. He's trying to raise questions again about the Russia investigation, what he calls Obamagate, something that he has no charges to back up, a crime he charges but doesn't have any evidence to back it up. And what you're now seeing is President Obama begin his effort, I think, to become Joe Biden's chief surrogate in this campaign for president, stepping out first with these not so veiled comments about the president's COVID response. I think you're going to see more of that in the future. And maybe it's most telling. What's most telling is the President Obama's one-word tweet on Thursday in response to President Trump. The word was vote.
All right. Quite pointed. George, thank you very much. Great to see you on a Sunday morning. I want to remind everybody, George has a big show this morning. He's going to go one-on-one with the White House trade advisor, Peter Navarro, for more on the sweeping economic impact of this pandemic. Plus, Senator Bernie Sanders comes on to talk about the Democrats' push for more coronavirus stimulus funding. That's coming up later this morning right here on ABC. George, thank you again.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.